Hey guys, what's going on? Today I'm going to be showing you how to make kind of a cash flow chart, how to figure out your expenses, how much you need to make per month or per day or per week, and hopefully this will help you find out how much you should be pricing your services. There's so many people asking that. It's ridiculous. So many people give answers why I charge this, why I charge that. Well, everyone charges differently. And if everyone charged the same amount, then some people would do great. Some people wouldn't get any business. So using these numbers, I want you to kind of calculate it for yourself. You know how much you should be making. So I'm going to color code these different charts just in dark colors so that it's easy to see, easy to keep track of. Everything has its purpose. Let's see. Okay. This top one is going to be black with 14 text. So this is going to be like bills. You also want to grab all these, change the text color to white. So these are going to be like monthly expenses. These can be things like products. This can be equipment costs, and I'll kind of explain what the equipment cost is for in a moment. We're going to automatically align everything to the left. So starting out using sheets, you don't want to put a number and then rent beside of it if you're going to use expressions. So in this instance, we would do rent. Let's say your rent's $1,200. I'm going to do electric. Let's say your electricity is $100. Let's say your water is $150. Put in your own numbers here. Let's say your internet is $80. Let's say these are your shop bills. Now remember, put your own expenses in here. I'm not going to know your bills. You put your own numbers in here. And then on line 33, we're going to write an expression. So this expression is equals equals sum parentheses A2 colon A32 in parentheses. So what this does is it gives us the total of all of these lines put together. Again, here's the expression. So let's just say you have a few other expenses in here. Let's say you're paying your phone bill. Let's say you have employee costs. Let's say you're paying yourself $2,500 a month. So there's your expenses at $4,080. Add, subtract, put your own expenses in there. Now, product. Let's say you have your cleaners. Let's say you're spending $200 a month on cleaners. Let's say you have your coatings. Let's say you're spending $1,000 a month on coatings. Just put your own numbers in here. Let's say you have miscellaneous things, lily brushes and such. You're spending $100 a month on. Let's say for equipment. Now, what is this section for? So, if say there's a pressure washer you want, it's $600. Now you can either put the entire expense in at one time, or split it up between 3 months. Okay, I want that pressure washer. It's going to cost me $200 this month. So we're going to write the same expression we did before, equals sum parentheses. Now we're going to do B2 to B32. Now each line is A, B, C, D, which is marked above here, and then you'll know what line it is based on the number on the side. So this is B2, so B2 down to B32, so B32. Any number put anywhere on here will automatically update that number. Just for argument's sake, I'm just going to put it here. You want to make sure if you move it, you update that line. Oh, be 27. And you can't include the line that the expression is on either. There we go. Just to make it easier for you guys to kind of see that. Here we'll put our totals. So let's say there's a extractor you want. That's $1,000. So a heated extractor. Well, you can either put that entire cost in 1 month, or you can split it up between, say, 5 months. We're going to do the same expression here. Equals sum, parentheses, C2 to C27. And here, we're going to do equals sum, parentheses of A28 colon C28. That's going to pull these 3 lines here and give you a total. So these are your totals. So now we can find our weekly or our daily, weekly, and monthly. How much we need to make per month to get these numbers. What I recommend doing, let's just open this up. So 5, 10, 15, 20. We'll do 21. If you're open 6 days a week, then you would do 6, 12, 18, no, 20, no, 18, sorry, 18, 24. So 24 days. If you're open those 24 days, or 26, including these last 2 days, but I recommend only going up to 28 just to keep yourself good. So 24 days, let's say you're open 24 days a month. So you're going to take this total and you're going to divide it by 24. That's how much money you need to make per day, $240.83. Now you're going to times that by 4, $963.33. And then you want to times that by 4, $38.53. Now you really kind of want to ignore this monthly number because it's never going to equal your actual expenses. So I wouldn't really even track that number. Sorry. So food 240 times 26, or what do we do? 24. We'll get roughly exactly that number. Or if we do 963.33 times 4, we're not going to get that number. So what we should do is 240.83 times 7, 1685. Yep. Sorry, I must have fucked up this number somehow. And that times 4 is going to be high. So we just want to leave this monthly off because we're only doing 24 days and not 28. So it's going to add extra costs there, or 30. So we only want to track how much we need to make weekly and daily. Now daily is the important number. Again, this number will always come out to be accurate. Weekly won't exactly come out accurate because it's hard to quantify how many days you're going to be open each month. So I would focus more on daily, how much you want to make daily. So just expanding out on this a little bit, if you wanted to find your cash flow, you could just do revenue. If you know how much revenue you're averaging, let's say you're averaging 15,000 in revenue, you could write an expression that says equals the sum of D28 minus E2. Or, no, sorry, other way around. So it would be E2 minus D28. Yeah, so these are your profit numbers. Let's remove this. Let's just put this here so it's easier to read. And then we'll just make this one black just for argument's sake. Okay. So if this is how much you're averaging per month, you want to minus your expenses from your revenue. This is how much you're profiting each month. This is your cash flow. This is your extra money. Now, if you're making $15,000 a month, you're probably not only paying yourself $2,500. You're probably not only buying 200 in cleaners, but that's why I'm saying put your own numbers in here. I'm not trying to put my company's numbers in here or your company's numbers in here. I'm just showing you how you put your own numbers in here. Now, if you wanted to figure out how many vehicles you should do per day, well, we know how much we should be making daily. So if you're doing 2 vehicles per day, you should be making at least $120 per vehicle. Or you can split that up if you're making $200 on one vehicle and $50 on another. As long as in some way, shape, or form those two numbers can equal that daily amount. Or if you do, say, $100 one day, $100 the next day, so in 2 days you should be making $500. Let's say you only make $200 in those 2 days, and then you have a ceramic coating that comes in, that's $1,000. That's going to make up most of those weekly expenses. So as long as you can make some variation to equal your daily or weekly amount, just cover those amounts. If you only have one ceramic coating that comes in each week for $1,200, or you have one that comes in every 2 weeks for $1,200, you just figure up, what prices ensure that I'm making this amount. Now, if you're just starting out, you're probably not going to have this much in expenses. I'm going to give you some numbers that if you're just starting out and you don't already have pricing for you're not doing these numbers. So if you do have rent, I would say it's probably $800 a month. Just put that number in yourself. Electric's probably $50 on a smaller shop. Water's probably let's just say $100 on a smaller shop. Internet, you probably don't have internet at your shop, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove that. If you're paying yourself, let's just say you want to pay yourself $2,000 a month, you can change that number to whatever you want. Let's say in cleaners, you're probably doing maybe $100 a month of cleaners. For coatings, you're probably only buying $300 to $400 worth, and then you have your miscellaneous expenses. You probably will keep $400 to $600 a month in here that you want to buy. So let's go ahead and recalculate these numbers. So 4,000 divided by, 24? Yeah, 166.66. Then we could times this number by 711.66. Or you could do 4,000 divided by 24 and times that number by 6 if you're open 6 days a week. But you still have to cover those days you're off. You're still going to have those same monthly expenses. So I would just do 7. And these numbers aren't going to be exact. I mean, it doesn't matter if they're $100 or $200 off. This is just giving you a good idea of what you should be doing, what you should be making. Let's say in revenue, off these expenses, you're probably doing, I'll say $5,000 a month is a pretty good number. I know there's a lot of detailers out there who make that a week. So just starting off in the right area, I think you could probably clear $5,000 a month. Especially if you want to pay yourself. If you're just, sorry for my chair, if you're just kind of doing this on the side and you have a full-time job and this isn't your sole income, if you're only paying yourself $1,000 a month, then that changes, how much you should be making. But just for argument's sake, if these are your numbers, then this is what you should be roughly making. So if you're doing 2 cars a day, then you should be charging $80 to $100 per car. Or if you're doing one ceramic coating at $1,000, you're pretty much covering your expenses. So anything extra you make is going to be even more profit. So if you're doing one ceramic coating a week at $1,000, then you're making $4,000 just off ceramic coatings. You're probably doing around $8,000, which means you're cash flowing $4,000. You can afford to pay yourself a little more. You're probably buying more in cleaners. You're doing still the same amount in coatings. You're probably not having these in here if you're profiting that much. You're probably not saving up to buy stuff like that. So just use the numbers that you feel comfortable with. Take these numbers, do it yourself, see what you come out with. If you have any questions, just ask me. That's what I'm here for. I do this all the time. It's very simple to do, and this won't give you an exactly to the penny amount on how much you should be making, but I think this is going to give you a good idea of what you should be making per day or per week to cover your expenses and pay yourself and profit money. You do want to put money back into the company for marketing expenditures, and if you are paying for marketing, and you're paying $500 a month, you just put that in there, you update that, and you want to come back to this every month and update these bills, put in exact amounts on expenses, track how much in product you're using, how much in coatings you're buying, and you'll get a more exact number. So this is just something I thought I'd make just to help people who might not know how to sit down and do this, or just didn't even think about doing this. Again, here's the expressions. If you forget about them or didn't quite understand them. And that's it. Have a good day, guys.